testing my mic here. Testing my mic here. One more time. Alright, sounds about right there. And with that being said, let me switch to my overlay here. Recording overlay, that is. And there we go. Let me just adjust my mic here. And wait, why is this? Oh, I forgot to change my resolution here. Let me just do that real quick. I'm not sure if I can change the resolution midway stream though, but let's see. Let's try doing that. Did that work? It worked on OBS. Did it work on the streams? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oops. Okay, looks good now. And welcome back to my stream. I know it's been a long time since my last stream, but hey, we're gonna keep on continuing with our journey here. So let's get to it without much of a further introduction here. So I think so. I'm gonna be continuing with the JavaScript course here. I know we were almost on the end on the PyTorch course, which I'll be doing sooner or later. It's reaching the end anyways. So, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna continue with the JavaScript course that I started for Broke Code, and yeah, let's continue with it. So let me just start the video here. Readjust a couple of things. So last time we left off at the fourth segment. Yeah, accept user input. I think I guess we did a bit on that end, but I'll just start from there.
What's going on, people? So today I'm going to show you how we can accept some user input in JavaScript. Generally, there's two good ways of doing this. The easy way is to create a window prompt. The professional way is to create an HTML text box of some sort, and you'll likely...
Oh, I think this is the first stream that I'm doing with these headphones. Last time I did with the earbuds and stuff, didn't I?
We need a button to submit the user input. Let's begin with the easy way. We'll create a window prompt. The first thing we should do is declare all of the variables we're going to use. Let's create a variable named username. We'll declare it, but not yet assign it. Then when we assign it, we can set username equal to, then to create a window prompt, we can type window.prompt, parentheses. Then within the parentheses, our window prompt can contain some text. Let's ask, what's your username?
I need to change my default browser from Edge to Chrome. It always starts off at Chrome. I mean Edge. What's your username? I'll just type in my name. Yeah, that's a window prompt
let's run this and see what happens. What's your username? I will type in my username. Press OK. We have this variable username. It will have a value, but we should do something with it. Let's console.log our username. Let's try that again. What's your username? I'll type in my username. Feel free to type in yours. Let's check our DevTools. And here's my username. So that's the easy way to accept user input. With this window prompt, you could assign declaration and assignment together if you want to. That would also work. Now we will accept user input the professional way by creating an HTML text box. We will navigate to our HTML file. Okay, let's create an h1 element that says welcome. We'll need a text box. We'll use a self-closing input tag. I will set the ID of this text box to be my text. I'll create a label for this text box too, because if we're a user, we don't know what we're supposed to type in here. I will create a label. The text within the label will be username. Then a submit button.
Okay, that's a new tag, label tag. I haven't seen that one yet. Or I might have. I might just have not noticed it. Um, let's also create a label for username.
Button. The text will be submit. I'll put this on a new line. I'll add a break tag. Maybe two. To make it look nice. For the ID of the button, I'll set the ID to be my submit. Let's see if this works. This is a little advanced. When we click on this button, we're going to execute a function, but we need to select this button. We will access the document of our web page, get element by ID. The ID that we're getting is the ID of the button, my submit. So within quotes, type the name of the ID. Follow this with dot on click equals. Here we'll write everything we're going to do after clicking the button. We need a function. Function parentheses curly braces. Everything between.
Alright, so he is assigning a function to when we click the button. What should happen when we click the button? So let's do that now.
Between this set of curly braces is everything we'll do when we click on the button. So first we need a username variable outside of the function. When we click on the button, get the text from this text box. We will reassign our username, then set this equal to the text from the text box. We'll use document.getElement by ID. The ID that we're getting this time is my text. We need the value of the text box, so follow this with .value. All right, then to test this, let's console.log the username. All right, let's type in our username, press submit, then check DevTools. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's replace console.log. We'll change the text content of our h1 element. I will give this h1 element a unique ID. Let's say my h1. We need to select my h1 element. Document.getElement by ID. The ID was my h1. We are changing the text.
What did I do here? I just need the value.
Content.
Okay, he's gonna set that. You know what? Let's just do that right now itself. So, you know, why not? Do I have my h1 though? Let's create one. See if that works. And that did not work. Huh. So let's see why that did not work as such. Let's run by the my submit on click. Okay, let's log it. Let's see if the value is being logged first of all. And console. And that log itself. That did not cannot read properties of null reading value. So get element by ID my text is my text the should be the ID, not the yeah. Put it as type that it. I think VS Code did that, not me. Okay, there we go. So if I do this again, it should replace this value. Hey, look at that.
Equal to. Let's use a template literal. Hello, username.
Okay, okay. Um, we could also do this. Let's capitalize the H there. Welcome My name would have been better than welcome. Hello, Shahjahan AI.
All right, let's try this again. Type in your username, press submit, and that should change the H1 element. Hello, whatever your name is. All right,
Oh wait, he doesn't have the welcome tag there.
everybody. So those are two different ways to accept user input. You can use a window prompt, or you can use an HTML text box, and that is how to accept user input in JavaScript. All right, so yeah, type conversion. Type conversion is the process of changing the data type of a value to another data type. For example, we can convert strings to numbers, numbers to booleans, booleans to strings, numbers to strings, booleans.
There are two types, right? There's the implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. It's as the name says, on explicit type conversion, you explicitly convert the type.
To numbers. I think you get the idea. Why might we want to do this? Well, when we accept user input, the data type of that input is a string. If we need to use it for any sort of math, we need to convert it to a number. Here's an example. Let's say we have variable age. I will create a window prompt, window.prompt. We will ask a user, how old are you? I'm going to add 1 to our age plus equals 1, then console.log age. How old are you? Let's say I'm 25, press OK. Let's inspect our page, go to console. It shows that age is 251. When we accept user input, it's a string data type, a series of characters. By adding 1, we appended 1 to the end of our string. We're not increasing our age by 1. We're doing string concatenation. We are going to convert our user input into a number, and this is how. So after accepting our user input, and before making any changes to it,
Hmm, interesting. Unlike Python, JavaScript just converted that one to a string and then just concatenated it. Whereas if it was Python, it would have definitely thrown an error. Um, okay, now that meme, I saw a meme somewhere. It's shot this concept. That makes sense. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, that's since I'm so wait a second. Does that mean hmm? All right. String and um comparison. Yeah, there we go. Hmm. Checking that strings and integer is separated. Comparing if one is green, you should always compare number with number and string with string as the algorithm for dealing with mixed types. Not easy to remember. So oh, there we go. We have a check and back on stream. Hey there. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Not so long, but still. Only check the value. Also, yeah. Just learn that right now. It's a bit weird though because in languages as Python, which I'm more used to, it just throws an error. I'm just looking at what it actually does behind the scenes. As I have both strings, only the first zero is compared to one because its character code is low. So there's a whole entire algorithm behind this for some reason. JavaScript should have just disabled this feature, right? Hey, it's going good for me. Glad to see you back on stream again. Yeah, back on chat again, I mean. Alright, so yeah, just continuing with the JavaScript course that we left off earlier. So yeah, I guess this is one of the many quirks of JavaScript that I will eventually find out anyways.
let's reassign age equal to, and this is a function, the number function. It will convert another data type, such as a string or
Of course, because you don't have int and float separate in JavaScript here. So, wait a second. Does that mean? All right, it was for the shot.
Boolean into a number.
Yeah,
Then we'll place
let's
our age variable
convert
within that function.
this. Yeah, Python would definitely throw an error. Python doesn't have, or at least I'm pretty sure Python doesn't have a mixed type algorithm thing. It just throws an error. It doesn't allow it. Except if you are comparing floats and integers, which are just numbers, so it makes sense. So yeah, this is how we do type conversion in JS. So we convert that and then we add our age. So I need to be kind of careful with my headphone wires because the like the wheels of the chair I use just like go through them. I'm afraid it might run over the wires and break them or something. All right, so where were we? This should so if I give 2 here, you know what, let's change this from username to age. Oh, maybe you know, using a separate new file. So number, oh, made a typo there, didn't I? That should fix it. 3, yeah, there we go. Uh, yeah, of course. You mean on Python, right? It would fail.
So now this should work. How old are you? Let's say I'm
Oh, okay. You you realize the typo before me, huh?
25. Press OK. 26. So that's the reason you may want to type convert, because different data types behave differently. Along with my age variable, I'm going to display the type of age. What's the data type?
Another thing is that with Python you have to use brackets always. Here it's like, you just use. I guess typo is treated as one of those greater than, less than, yeah, as an operation basically. Uh, which is a bit weird. Um, anyhow, type of 3. What about type of 3? So maybe type of 3 is equal to type of 3. That's false, but is this equal to this? That's true.
How old are you? 25. Press OK. 26. And it shows that the data type of age is number. If we removed this type conversion,
Types green on VS Code if it's here as a function slash method. Classes are green too. Wait, what? Type of. Wait, isn't that you do have arrays in I mean, weird question, but just JS thing. Of course, it would be just a JS thing one that. Why though? Why does it type of is object JS? Huh. So maybe it's one of those things, huh? Oh, is that it? There's a method to check if it's an actual array. So I guess it's yeah, that's a weird I wanna call it a bug, but I guess, you know, there might be a reason for it, I believe. I'm not sure. Dot is array, huh? Let's see. Is that how we call it? Or maybe it's document dot is array and then we pass in this. Okay, is array js. Oh, you have the array class and then you use dot is array. All right. Seems like I'm discovering some interesting things about JS.
And then run this again. It shows that our age is 251.
I guess this would be one of the reasons why TypeScript is preferred at a company level, huh?
And it's a string, which is not exactly what we would like. That's a reason why type conversion is important. Let me give you another example. Let's
So what is blue though? Is blue because when I type blue in JS, I mean in VS Code, comes off as yeah, it comes off as blue. So is that a keyword then? Keyword? Yeah, that's the technical term for it, right?
create three variables. Let x, let y, and let z. I'll show you what happens when we convert different values into different data types. Let's say x is the word pizza. Same thing with y and z. I will typecast x as a number. Then we need to place x within the number function. I kind of want to see what happens when we try and convert pizza into a number.
TypeScript fixes a lot of possible mistakes, but also makes I guess then it kind of defeats the purpose of TypeScript, huh? But I guess TypeScript still fixes, even though it makes JavaScript harder, it fixes things like these.
It's probably not going to go well. Let's convert y into a string. Then z will be a boolean.
So I'm just gonna predict this completely on a Python level, okay? So number of x, if it were Python, it would error out. I believe it would error out here. I'm not sure though, since I just saw this weird thing on JavaScript. Y is just gonna remain as pizza. 3 is just gonna be true. So let's see if
x, as well as the type of x. Let's do the same thing with y and z. All right, what's gonna happen? If you
oh, okay, that's interesting. We have to, let's just do this so we can play around with this. What's that? In the end, yeah. Yeah, of course. It gets combined to usual JS, but it does. I think I believe that one of the advantages of TypeScript is just to pick up problems before they happen, right? Yeah, dev's clarity in other words. NA, and I know such not a number, right? That's what it stands for, but yeah, let's just delve a bit into that. See, gonna just copy off that. That's a quick way to do it, wouldn't you agree? And we're just gonna copy those three again, and boom boom. Just gonna log the value and the type of value. See ya. Of course, we got the same result, but let's just see. So the first one got convert. Okay, Okay, wait, hold on a second. So converting pizza, which is a string, into a number yielded a name, which I know stands for not a number, but it makes sense. But it would make more sense if you just throw an error, wouldn't it? Then yeah, the ty- the type of not a number is number. Okay. Then pizza, okay, string, true, boolean. I expected these two, but then yeah, I need to look a bit more into that. Yeah, another JS thing. Yeah, of course, type of an exact number. Um, what's that? If you hover your mouse on a variable, it tells you the type even without TypeScript on VS Code. It's called inference when your editor uses a type for you. TypeScript does it without. Huh. There we go. Oh, just let me just do this real quick. Is this see? Oh, okay. That's a literal string. Okay, I guess whatever. VS Code is more explicit on JavaScript then. Yeah, I didn't know that it's called. So when editor guesses, it's called inference. Not always 100% true. Let x. Yeah, you have to always put in what type it is in TypeScript, else it errors out. Python has type hints, but they're just there to improve. I was about to type let on a Python. I guess that's what happens when you learn multiple languages at once. I mean, I already know Python, but so anyway, Python has this thing happen. It's not compulsory. Like if I do this, it's still gonna compile. Oh, I guess I have not actually. No, there we go. It's still gonna compile, but TypeScript will give an error. What about? I was about to ask you what about PHP? What about PHP? Is PHP similar to like is it statically typed or dynamically typed? Is PHP statically typed? No, it's dynamically typed. I guess type declarations are same as type hints. It's not you can specify the type, but it doesn't get it's not entirely necessary. Yeah, yeah. Dollar. You use a dollar sign to declare the variables. I think you can type your variables now. Type power. Oh, you mean just without using the dollar sign?
You attempt to convert alphabetical characters into a number, that variable will be NaN, which means not a number. The data type is still a number, though, as you can see. The word pizza is already a string, so converting it into a string really doesn't do anything. That's why for this line, the value is still pizza, and the data type is still a string. If you convert a string into a boolean, booleans again are either true or false. Converting the word pizza into a boolean returns true, and the data type is boolean. So basically, as long as there's some value here, and you convert it into a boolean, it will always be true. Let's replace pizza with 0. What will happen? We can
Number of zero should be converted to a zero, not a number. That
convert 0 into a
makes
number.
sense.
It doesn't contain any alphabetical characters.
Oh no, we already have the result. Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, zero number. This makes more sense than NaN. Zero string true bool. Yeah, of course it would be true since it's a string.
X contains
Can't
0, it's a
argue
number.
with that.
Y is 0, but it's treated as a string. Z contains true, and it's a boolean. What about empty strings? Just a set of quotes. Typecasting an empty string as a number is still 0. We have an empty string for Y.
converting an empty string into a number. It makes sense because an empty string is falsy, and falsy relates with zero. So, but then if you have a complete string, it doesn't convert that into a one. It converts that into not a number, which
Then with our boolean,
is
it's false.
the
Why
J's
might you want
thing.
to typecast a string as a boolean? That's one way in which you can check to see if user input is empty. Like, did somebody type something in? If the user skipped user input, it's most likely going to be an empty string. Then you can check to see, like, if this is false, then the user didn't type in anything, and you can let them know. What about a variable that's declared but not assigned a value? Converting an undefined variable to a number results in not a number. Our string is undefined, and our boolean variable returns false. So that's the basics of type conversion. It's the process of changing the data type of a value to another. It's pretty important when you accept user input, because when you accept user input, it's a string data type. At times, you may want to convert it to a number if you need to include that number with any sort of arithmetic expressions, or a boolean if you're checking to see if that user input was completed. We'll have more practice with this in the future. And well, that is type conversion in JavaScript.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
Why, hello. So today I need to explain const. Const, short for constants, are variables that can't be changed once you assign them. In this example, we're going to create a program to calculate the circumference of a circle, given a radius. Let's define our variables. First, we have pi. We'll begin with using let, then I'll show you the benefit of using const. So let pi equals, I'll use the first few digits of pi, 3.1.
I mean, it's a convention, but is this convention even followed in JavaScript? Like, constants are just capitalized every time. Oh, you know what? 3.14159, and yeah, that's the number of digits of pi I know. Sure thing. Let me know how the Squad Wars challenges go.
4159. Then we have let radius, which we will assign later. We'll ask for user input. Then let circumference. I think I spelled that right. I can never spell circumference. All right, now we need to ask the user what the radius is. I will just use a window prompt. Radius equals window.prompt. Enter the radius of a
Oh, so then you can avoid accidental like changing of values, right?
circle. Then once we have our radius, when we accept user input, it's a string data type. We need to convert our radius into a number by using the number function. Then once we have our radius, we can calculate the circumference by setting circumference equal to, and here's the formula, 2 times pi times our radius that the user enters in. Then once we have our circumference, let's console.log our circumference. Let's see if this works. Enter the radius of a circle. I'll enter 10. Press OK. The circumference is 62.8.
Yeah,
so why might you want to use a
exactly.
constant in this program? You may
I'm
accidentally.
pretty sure you can avoid a lot of headaches with that. Calculate the circumference now. Just 2 pi r, and I need to make that capitalized. Rather than doing console.log, let's just put it inside here. So ID, what was the select by ID in JS? Get element by ID, yeah. Get element by ID, my h1, set that to circumference. See, why doesn't the prompt come up? Save this part. Okay, what's happening here? That's weird. Nothing, no prompt comes up for me. Oh, because of course, I made this mistake once already. Forget to attach my JavaScript file. There we go. Um, Using only let everywhere would work. Like using only dev and HTML would work, but it makes things less readable. I don't use get element by anymore, but it's nice to use. I prefer using query selector. Yeah, query selector just works. Yeah, of course you can use CSS selectors directly. Okay, that's your circumference.
Or somebody else may maliciously change the value of a variable so that the program doesn't behave as intended. For example, somewhere within my program, I will set pi to be a new number. Pi equals 420.69. Let's run this program again. Enter the radius of a circle, I'll enter 10, press OK, and my circumference is 8,413.
If
I may not realize that this is
do
the incorrect answer. Just for an extra security measure, I can turn any variables that
it all of a sudden changed the color of my variable. Oh, I guess it's not a variable now anymore, is it? It's a constant if you're thinking math-wise. So let's see what happens if I try to do this. It probably didn't reach that code. Yeah, assignment 2. So I guess I need to do this to make it. Would that work? Cannot redeclare block scope variable. Change constant value in JavaScript. The value of a constant can be changed through reassignment, but if a constant is an object, it's not an object though. Oh, isn't there any way for me to change the value? I guess that's the whole point of using constant, isn't it? Yeah.
that shouldn't change to be a constant. Replace let with const. And it is good practice if you have any constants to make all of the letters in the variable name uppercase. So pi is
nah, it is convention still used in,
hey, this is Pro from the future.
yes.
There's one thing I needed to clarify that I forgot to mention. Capitalizing your constants is usually only done with primitive data types, such as numbers and booleans. Reference data types, such as strings, don't normally follow this convention. You'll see this in the next few upcoming videos. Pi is a constant and we're assigning a number, that's why I'm making it all uppercase. But if this was a string, normally we wouldn't. That is all. Let's try and change that variable again. Pi equals 420.69. So we have an uncaught type error. Assignment to constant variable. So JavaScript won't let us reassign constants once they are assigned once. We can't make any changes to it. Once you declare a constant, you can't change the value, and that's pretty helpful in a lot of circumstances. It's an extra security measure. What we'll do this time is within our web page, we will accept some user input via a text box. We'll rewrite the same program. Let's create an h1 element. I will set the ID of the h1 element to be my h1, and the text will be enter the radius of a circle. I'll create a text box. Input. I'll set the type equal to text, the ID equal to my text. I'll create a label for this input text box. Let's say radius. I'll add a button. The button will say submit.
Oh wait,
ID will be my submit.
why is this 0? Oh, is it because? Oh, this becomes an empty string. An empty string, if you convert it into a number, would turn out to be 0, and anything multiplied by 0 is just 0.
Then I'll add 2 breaks right after the text box to make it look nice. Let's get rid of console.log. When we click on the submit button, we will execute a function. We need to select the button. Let's take our document, get element by ID. The ID is my submit. Follow this with dot on click equals a function. Parentheses, curly braces. When we click on the button, we'll execute any code within the curly braces. We can eliminate our window prompt. We need to get the value from the text box. Again, we can use document.getElement by ID, but the ID is going to be my text, the text from the text box. Dot value. Get the value from the text box, and we will assign that to radius. Then we will typecast our input as a number. Then we will calculate the circumference. But since pi is a constant, make sure that the letters are uppercase pi. Once we have our circumference, let's change an h3 element. So let's add that as well. h3, the ID will be my h3. There will be no text content. Then again, we will get element by ID. The ID will be my h3. Change the text content of this element to equal our circumference. Okay, let's try this. The radius is 10. Press submit. And here is our circumference. Maybe this will be in centimeters. So let me change that. I'll use string concatenation and just add plus centimeters. So 10, submit, 62.83 centimeters. If I attempt to change the value of pi, maybe I'll do that here. Pi equals 420.69. Rerun the program, 10, submit. There doesn't appear to be a result. So if we go to DevTools, go to console, we have that uncaught type error, assignment to constant variable. So again, we can't change the value of a constant. There are more graceful ways of handling this. We'll learn about that when we get to exception handling. However, this is what we wanted. We do not want to be able to change the value of a constant. All right, everybody, so those are constants. It's just a variable that can't be changed once you assign it a value. And well, those are constants in JavaScript. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, we're going to create a counter program using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, let's begin, everybody.
All
so what
right.
we're going to do is start with our index.html file. We'll add any necessary elements,
Let's
then we will
just
style those elements
get rid of all the HTML and CSS here.
with our CSS file. Then lastly, we will add functionality via JavaScript. So let's begin with our HTML file. Within the body of our document, I will create a label to store the count. So I will create a label with an ID of count.
I went into the JavaScript file and was just trying to get the boilerplate code there.
Label. The text will be 0. It's a little small, but that's okay. We'll increase the font size with CSS. I'll add a break afterwards with a break tag. We'll need 3 buttons: decrease, reset, and increase. So we have button 1. Let's copy this button, paste it 2 additional times. The ID for the first button will be decrease, btn4 button. The text will be decrease. Then for the second button, the ID will be reset button. The text will be reset. Then
Let's try to, I think, is I to do this on our
JavaScript.
on first.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, we're going to create a counter program.
Yeah, increase, decrease, reset. So, and by the way, if we do this on our own, we just get to the. Oh wait,
And we
he's
start with
showing
our
me the
index.html
code there. Yeah. Alright. Let's do this. So, title, counter app. Yeah.
File says. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah, 3 buttons
Alright,
and
let's
just H1. Let's create an H1 and we'll call this heading. And right now it would, or should it start with 0? Else we'll use JavaScript to append 0 or whatever our variable is gonna be there. Then we need 2 buttons. We need button dot increase, then button dot, well, all those buttons just have like they should all have the same CSS, so this will just call all of them buttons. And you know, I will just call button 1 2 3, or I guess increase, and then this is the better way to do it, I believe. So we should have why do the buttons look like that? Because I don't have any text in them, I guess. So increase, reset, decrease. Let's see if I can use my CSS knowledge to make them pretty and centered and all that fun stuff. Actually, let's do the design part of it first and then go into functionality, or the other way around. Let's do the design first. So for the buttons, we'll put them in a text box, and I need them all to be in a row. So what was that thing called again? Flexbox row. Flex direction. All right. Flex direction row. And that did not work. Why didn't that work? Oh, of course. I need to put this. Let's put this inside a div, and we need to convert that div into a flexbox. Controls. Use dot controls. Design. Yeah. You're speaking from experience, I believe. So it's set to raw by default anyway, so I think we need that. Let's space between, what was that property called again? Space between flexbox. Justify content. All right. Justify content space between, I don't want this yeah, space around, so that it has a bit of room here. Cool. Now what we can do is I'll just put 0 there because that's what it begins with. Dot heading, we're gonna, you could use gap there, gap here. You meant something else probably. Oh, is that a property? It is. Yes, it is. Ha ha ha. Gap. Does it accept a unit of some sort? Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, I see. So it isn't like, if I just wanna like even further put it into the center. Oh, I can. I guess I can do this and then put a max width. That would work too. See what? Yeah, and then maybe apply a bit of. Yeah, I'm just thinking in my head whether I should say margin or padding. Uh Margin, right? We can apply some margin on the controls here. Margin left. Hmm. For 50%. Hmm. What if we what if we increase this? What happens? Okay. 100 will just, yeah, the reset thing is just flown out of the window there. Gap 50 pixel. Gaps are usually used in gallery of images to make it look pretty, like a wall of bricks. Alright, what happens if we do 50 pixels? Okay, cool. Um, Great. Now I would like to center this a bit. So that looks maybe a bit lower. Not a bit lower. 40 looks good enough, I would say. It's yeah, it's centered, all right. Oh, I guess I can just do justify content as center, can't I? Yeah, this would be the exact center. Cool. And if I want to, I can not that much. Yeah, I can increase this. Wait, let's set that to 50. Yeah. I believe as it is with everything code, you just Google everything again, don't you? No one by heart so remembers this stuff, like carries the stuff around the head. Everyone just Googles it. All right. So where were we? Yeah. Let's also put the heading in the. That did not work. Or do I? I guess I need to convert this into a. Oh, you know what? I can just move this here. Oh, no, no, no. That's not what I want to do. So I guess wrap this again in a. Oh, you know what? In a main actually, right? And convert that into a flex box should do. I believe so. Uh, Need to install a prettier extension or something to do this formatting for me. I guess VS Code has something like that built in, doesn't it? So dot mean. Alright, that didn't work. Text box gets back in mind really fast, but grid. I heard of grid, but I need to yeah, I need to go into it. Grid is difficult. Um yeah. So uh that for some reason did not work as expected. Ha ha ha. Let's just go back. Go back. Nope, nope. Yeah. We'll remove the main for now. Let me think for a bit here. So the aim is to put this into here. And maybe I can just, I guess I can just put this inside div. I could add margin, but yeah, let's do it this way. Or you know what? Actually, let's try margin left first. Like we can set it to percentage. Margin left 2%. And we can just translate x. Oh no, it should be like this, shouldn't it? Translate x negative 50%, 100%. Does that do anything at all? That doesn't. Imagine this. Wait, what's that? Okay. Grid isn't that difficult, but I use Flexbox way more than I use Grid, so it doesn't stick in my brain that much. Both are pretty powerful. Imagine there's a house schema where grid is the walls and Flexbox is how you place the furniture in the rooms. Where grid is the walls and Flexbox is how you place the furniture in the rooms. Grid and CSS. It is a dividing a page into major regions. Huh. Okay. I think we'll cover this when the time comes. Oh, okay. With flex boxes, it's like one row at a time, but with grid, it's like, yeah, it's like these each sections and stuff. Um, is that the thing? I guess it is. Grid is the global layout of your interface. Flex is the place for text slash images. Yeah. I I believe I understand a bit of what it is now, but as it is with everything code, you'll understand better once you use it later. Um, now, so I wanna exactly put this into the sender heading CSS. Oh, text align. It's not. Oh, rather than doing this, I can just do text align. Okay. So that's oh, H1 takes over the full thing. It isn't just the area of text that it covers. That worked. Now time to make these buttons a bit beautiful. So margin 0 auto would sender it to. Oh, of course, because it will just like the left and the right side would be centered auto, like equal, right? Equal amount. Yeah. I guess text align is doing that in the background, maybe. It's pretty much the same functionality. Anyhow, so where were we? Yeah, designing the buttons. Um, button designs. Let's see. This stands out to me. I'm going to try to recreate this rather than just copying. Oh, they have some kind of. Okay, so let's just zoom into this up. Yeah. So what is happening with this button? They have a the text is bold. The I need to know the color code here. Color code copy. Yeah. Chrome web store extension. X color picker. There we go. So where was I? Yeah. So first things first, I'm gonna. How do I copy or do I need to use it? There we go. So do I have that copied? Nope. I guess I had to go back and then copy this. What's that? Text align works for text, margins, zero auto works for everything. Yeah. Because that's why it's easier to remember zero auto. Um so first things first, we're gonna set the color to not that. Uh didn't that copy it? Okay, we're just gonna copy this. Should it be background color or color? Oh, of course, color changes just the font. It should be background color. Okay, just gonna zoom in. I'll zoom out later. But we have got that the color that we need. Does it have a then the text is weight, right? Is that what it's called? Text weight, font weight. Set that to bolder and okay. Let's just say that's all right for now. It's a bit wider, right? Yeah. So width. So can we use percentage here? Okay, but what is 100 percentage of what exactly is this? What is the starting width that you have? Starting width is just the amount of text that it covers, right? So 100 percentage of the flex box along with the gap that we give it. I see why flex box are powerful, yeah. But I don't want it to do that. I'm just gonna nope. That looks good enough. So we have the yeah. Oh, what happens if I right? We have the what's it? Color set. We have the width set. The fonts weight set. It's set to be bolder. But the button isn't there yet. Oh, where's the So there's a transition which happens, but the transition happens for this thing over here. How exactly would I recreate this? I mean, the easy way is just to copy this button, but yeah, we're not gonna do that. Let's think here. We could also open up DevTools to get a sneak peek, but let's just do it this way. So, first of all, the border that we have is yeah, it's very thick. Let's just what happens if we set that to none? Oh, if I can recreate, I guess. Okay, what's the parameters that border needs? Border width, style, and color. 1 pixel. Okay, I don't think did that take any effect. Okay, we need to take a look at border property. Solid. Okay, okay, I see. So it should be. So if I add solid here, it spells solid, right? Okay, and even 1 pixel is too much there. Um, should well right now I need to somehow like, translate the color from the box. Is it shadow that they're applying? 3D shadow or something? So pop out border and CSS. That's not it. So offset border CSS. Oh, outline offset. Just gonna copy this and see what happens. Oh, bless me, I guess. Okay, Yeah, let's see what this does. Ah, okay, there we go. So we're gonna set border to none and have zero point 0.1 pixel solid. Okay, all right. Was the button a bit? Yeah, it's a bit like tilted to the right. Um, what does this do though? Okay, it defines. Maybe it's five is that's a bit too much. Oh. See, so outline of set length initial inherit. We need to tilt in CSS. A transform or rotate, of course. Rotate is what I need to do. Just do 30 degrees, see how that would look like, and then okay, it's to negative 30 and it's too much. 1, 3. That's, I would say that's all right. Um, are they using? I think they're using a different font or something, but yeah, we'll just stick to this font for now. Um, of course, it's like before we do the animation part of it, it's like the offset is only supposed to be like towards the top right hand corner. Outline offset. So outline offset wheel to right. I just wanna move it towards the right. I guess can we put a bit of margin to the left side and just moves the button and not the outline? Yeah, we can't do that. So it's good already now. um what do we do here? First and foremost, let's further decrease the, or rather decrease the offset. And what exactly am I trying to accomplish here? I'm just trying to move either the outline or the, yeah, I'm just trying to move the outline to right a bit. Move outline to right. CSS. box shadow. What is this gonna do for me? All right, let's just go back. I get the okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Can we just move the border? You could put the image in the HTML and position it absolutely. Is it supposed to be this complicated though? I'm pretty sure that's just a simple thing that I can do. Hmm. What if you align items center in your button? Inside my button? Alright, let's see. Align items center. And I don't think that did that do anything? Hmm. I didn't do anything. So let's see. If I don't find a relevant solution within the next 5 minutes, I'm just gonna look at the solution so I don't waste too much time here. So how do I do this? Where's my button? Yeah. So we got it to the part where it's tilted. Now we just need to move just the border or the outline. How do we do that? How? Oh wait, how to move just the border? Oh no, this is the same article we came across. How to? Would there be any videos which says move just the border in CSS?
Let me show you how to create this border animation in the HTML. So and on a which is basically a part of element before and is going around the corners. And that's it.
That's a cool animation on there, but not what I wanted. Um, Positioning of borders using CSS. This is just you don't want to do this much CSS. Um, what's that? Translating the border. Yeah, just move the border, just the border part of it. Transform. I'm trying to recreate this. You see how the borders is like or border or outline, whatever that is. It's like towards. It's not exactly like starting from the center. would change the position of an element, but it would just translate the um what's it, the border alongside with the button, right? That doesn't do anything for some reason. Okay, I guess I'm gonna view the solution anyways. But let's just set the animation here. That's something we can do. Transition. I will change the time value there. So basically I want to create that pop in out effect. So I wanna pop in effect and CSS button. Huh. You'll probably need to create the border from before and translate it. Also that the border is rendered and then we just translate the translate alone doesn't do it. You know what, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, we're just gonna this. So this should create the border and oh, I mean we need to copy this to runway. And then we translate this. Is that what you mean? Meant translate X 20%. Okay, move this here maybe. It's I get the idea that you meant though, but it's not working. Oh, is it my syntax? It's supposed to be two dots. All right, okay. Basically, you have your button, then you create a border from the before element around your button. Then translate the before element. Basically, you have your button. Okay, then you create a border from the before element. Okay, I created the border. Then translate the before element. Okay, but translate isn't working here for some reason. Translate X. It's gonna do 20%. I'm just gonna remove this for not here, just to see if it works. What's up with translate? Oh, is it? It's not moving yet for some reason. Then translate the transform transform translate 10 pixel 20 pixel. It's supposed to be in here itself, right? It's not working for Okay, what about maybe I... Oh wait, did that? No, that's not doing anything. I guess it's right. I guess we look at the solution afterwards. Let's just revert back to this. Thanks for the help though. Huh. Oh, okay. To set an empty string. So, okay, I need to create okay, so that there is something, so it creates the borders, what I hope you meant. So now if I now would translate work. Oops, what did I do that? It's not working. You know what? It's fine. We're just gonna look at the solution. Thank you for the help, though. So let me just revert back. Probably they're using the same thing. What what you're explaining to me. I just need to look at it. I'll just apply the transition real quick. So border none. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I need to create that pop in pop out effect. Image hover. I don't want to scale my dot button hover. First thing, set the cursor to be a pointer, and then what is it doing? It scales it or transforms it to... Okay, that's not exactly what we wanted. Uh okay. You know what, we're gonna take a look at the solution and just learn from that. Go back. So let's see what we missed out on. Oh my god. We missed out on quite a lot here. I guess the CSS, and this is just the CSS for the button that I'm seeing here. Oh my god. Um anyway, let's just try to understand what they are doing here. So we have the HTML, yeah. What is touch action? So on focus, the outline is set to 0. Okay. But the main question is how did they move the thing, right? So. On focus, they're just setting the outline to 0. So is I mean, I mean, I'm just gonna put and see what happens. Focus is when you click the thing, right? What happens here? Okay. I guess we just created our own set of buttons. It just goes to show CSS. I mean, this is CSS for a single button. Gets there's a lot to it, isn't there? But for the time being, we're just going with what we created, and it's pretty good. All right, I'm just gonna keep that outline 0 there. It just resets the other buttons. All right, I guess it's fine since it show you what button you clicked last time. I guess we are making a feature out of a bug here. All right, cool. So we have our styling. Time to go to the brains of our tool here. What did I name my heading? And I'm gonna use query selector here. Did I give it a class? So I give it a class, all right. And so basically, let value is equal. We're just gonna manipulate the value here. Value we're gonna set that to 0. So document dot so increase on when we click this increase button. Why is this capital? On click, and assign a function here. What I need you to do is, let's just remove that. We just need one document there. We are gonna set the I guess we can just set it there and the value would automatically update itself. We're just gonna copy this 2 more times. And I guess we can do just minus minus, right? That's a thing in JavaScript, I believe. And when we have reset, I'm just gonna put value to 0. Oh, of course, I don't need to declare it again. And let's see if our tool works. Let me see. I need to. Why do I always forget to put my JavaScript scripts here? Ironically. So index.js. Maybe I need to hit save again. Let's try to debug this. Invalid left hand side in assignment. Invalid left hand side in assignment. Okay. It should be dot text content. See. What's the problem now? There's no problem. It's just what's the value of value? So I guess it is working if I reset it, but it's not showing up there. Guess I still need to set the text content each time. Yeah, there we go. Okay, reset is in, of course. Ooh, there we go. We got our first ever, um, well, not first ever, but I guess first ever on this tutorial. Not the first ever thing for me, but yeah. Cool, there we go, people. We build a counter app and yeah, I guess we also build we made a feature out of a bug here. It tells me I clicked on reset last time. Cool. Let's just
And it's funny.
continue
So
with
what we're
our
going to do is
tutorial
start with
here.
our index.html file. We'll add any necessary elements. Then we will style those elements with our CSS file. Then lastly, we will add functionality via JavaScript. So let's begin with our HTML file. Within the body of our document, I will create a label to store the count.
You know what? I guess the whenever we do a project, we're just gonna put it inside. We'll just create a projects folder here. We'll create counter app. Set that. We'll just pop all of this inside that. Cool. Yeah, this needs change. All right, cool. So let's continue.
So I will create a label.
We're gonna
Hey,
skip this since we
Want to
already
build your own
built
version
it
of
anyways.
ChatGPT? Join us for this amazing opportunity.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to explain math.
Oh wait. How long was that?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, we're going to create a counter program using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to explain math. Math is a built-in JavaScript object that provides a collection of math-related properties and methods. For example, if you're
That
creating a
was
value of pi,
just
you would
8
type
minutes.
math with a capital M dot pi. Then let's console.log this. Console.log math.pi. Pi is 3.14 and the rest of the digits. If you need e, e is known as Euler's number. It's used for the base of natural logarithms. We won't really be using e in the series, but if you ever need it, it's there. Math does give you access to a lot of useful math-related methods. Let's create a few variables. Let x equal 3.21, let y equal 2, and let z will be undefined. If you need to round a number, let's say z equals, you can type math.round method. Place whatever value or variable you would like to round within the round method. Let's round x, store the results within z, then display z. Console.log z.
So,
So 3.21 rounded
yeah.
is 3 even. There's also floor. Floor will always round down.
floor
Let's change
speed,
3.21 to
I guess
3.99.
it's
Let's copy this
the,
line, paste it, change round to floor. Floor always rounds down, so 3.99 rounded down is again 3. To always round up, you can use ceil as in ceiling,
no.
the opposite of floor. CEIL. Let's change 3.99 to 3.21. 3.21 rounded up is 4. Then there's truncate.
I swear the wires of my headphones are gonna get cut off by the wheels of my chair any moment. I need some kind of, headphone holder or something. The cable length is just too much. I should probably find some hack for that.
Trunc, short for truncate. We'll eliminate any decimal portion. 3.21 truncated is 3. Another way to raise a base to a given power is to use the POW method, POW. Let's raise 3 to the power of 2, so x to the power of y, which would be 9.
You can also use
Y to the
those.
power of x would be
You
8.
do have the double star thing for the power. Yeah, there you go. What does the caret symbol do when? Is it the is it the bitwise operator? What? Caret then yes. I guess we'll look at that
Square root
later.
function. SQRT. Let's find the square root of, how about 81? The square root of 81 is 9. If you ever need to find the natural logarithm of a number, you can use the log function. Math.log. Let's set x to be 10. The natural logarithm of 10 is 2.3. If you need to do anything with trigonometry, there's sine, cosine, and tangent functions. Let's begin with sine, sin. Within this function, you will place radians. I'll set x to be 45. So z is going to be 0.85.
I believe
so
it's not you need to,
Let's do
not
cosine,
just you
which
need
is
to
cos,
import these models as
0.54,
such.
then tangent,
But I guess with
tan.
you call
That is 1.61.
you call JavaScript in browsers vanilla JavaScript, right? So I guess for vanilla JavaScript, you don't need to import the modules. They're just there.
Let's change x to be negative 3.21 again. To find the absolute value of a number, you can use the absolute value function, math.abs. It's basically going to give you the same number, but it's going to be positive. The absolute value of negative 3.21 is 3.21. Basically, we're eliminating the negative sign. To find the sign of a number, you can use the sign function, sign. So the sign of negative 3.21 is negative 1. If this were a positive number, it would be 1. If it's 0, then the sign is 0. Here's a pretty helpful method. We can find the maximum or minimum value from a set of values or variables. Let's set z to be 1, y will stay as 2, and x will be 3. I will create a new variable named max. It will store the maximum value from these three variables. Math.max, comma separate each of the variables, x, y, z, then display the maximum within our console.log method. The maximum value from these three variables is 3. Then there's min. For the minimum, let min.min. So the minimum of these three variables is 1. All right, everybody, so that's math. It's a built-in JavaScript object that provides a collection of properties, which was pi and d, and methods such as round, truncate, power, methods related to trigonometry, and max and min methods. They're pretty helpful if you ever need them. And well, that is what math is in JavaScript. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, we're going to create a random number generator. But first, I need to explain how to create a random number in JavaScript. Let's store our random number within a variable which we will name random num. To create a random number in JavaScript, we can use the random method of math. Math.random method. This will generate a random number between 0 and 1. But it looks like we forgot to output our random number, so let's do that with console.log. Console.log random num. This will generate a random number between 0 and 1. It will give us a number with a long decimal portion, most likely. Let's say we would like to roll a 6-sided dice. I need a random number between 1 and 6, not including the decimal portion. So the first step is that we will multiply math.random times 6. What this will do is give us a random number between 0 and 6 exclusive. Now I don't want the decimal portion. I would like a whole integer. We'll enclose this equation with the floor method of math. Math.floor. Then we will enclose our equation. So now we have... Oops, looks like I misspelled math. It should be capital. There. So far, our random number is going to be between 0 and 5. So there's 0. And there's 5. But I need 1 through 6. Well, we can increase the minimum by adding +1, or whatever you want the minimum to be. So now that should give us a random number between 1 and 6. There's 6. And there's 1. For a random number between 1 and 100, I can set the maximum to be 100. Math.random times 100 plus 1. So now the number is going to be between 1 and 100. If you're looking for a random number between a certain range, let's say 50 and 100. Well, we're going to change our equation. Just to make this easier, I'm going to set constants.
Function for that,
let's say 50, right. And max will be 100. Let's replace 100 with our maximum, and 1 with our minimum. There's one additional change we need to make. For example, our random number is 139. We're multiplying math.random times 100, our maximum, then adding an additional 50 to it. So one change we're going to make is that we will subtract our minimum from our maximum. Then I will surround this portion of our equation with a set of parentheses just to force operator precedence. Now the random number should be between 50 and 100. So depending on the range of numbers you're looking for, you can change the minimum and maximum. All right, now with that out of the way,
there should be some random in JS. That's weird. I mean,
let's create our random number generator.
I thought there would
Let's
be
go to our
some
HTML file.
method
I
to
will create
show
a button.
that.
The ID will be my button. The text on the button will be roll. We will roll a 6-sided dice. Within our CSS style sheet, I will set the button. The text on the button will be roll. We will roll a 6-sided dice. Within our CSS style sheet, I will set the text of the body of our document. The font family I will set to be Verdana because I like that font.
Not a fault. I need a file there.
My button. The text on the button will be roll. We will roll a 6-sided dice. Within our CSS style sheet, I will set the text of the body of our document. The font family I will set to be Verdana because I like that font. To center align everything, to make this easy, I will set text align to center. All right, we're getting somewhere. Let's work on the button. I will select the ID of my button. I will change the font size of the button to be 3em, meaning 300%. I'll add a little bit of padding within our button, 5 pixels by 25 pixels, and I will set the border radius to be 5 pixels, just to smooth the corners. We're also going to need a label, so let's go back to our HTML file. I will add a label with an ID of my label. Within our CSS style sheet, I will select the ID of my label, then change the font size to be 3EM. So be sure to save your CSS file, save your HTML file. Then within our JavaScript file, we will need to get our button and the label. We'll store those within some constants. Const my button equals document.
You know, maybe when do we get to classes and stuff? It's all the way to the end. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Dot get element by ID. The ID of the element we're getting is my button. Then we will need to get my label. My label, the ID is my label. Let's set a minimum. Const min equals, I'll set that to be 1 as if we're rolling a
Basically, we need a button here, right? So just do that. Just mean what we can do is we can just we can just set margin auto. That did not work. Okay, I guess we need to put that inside we'll put it inside a main tag. And that should that should have worked. Why isn't that working? Oh, it's supposed to be no where main. You know what? We can just do this. Justify content center. Nope. Okay. Align items and why isn't this working? Okay. Yes, Flexbox it is. And okay, that's why isn't that working? Why isn't any of course I have not attached my style sheets here, have I? I'm always looking for that again. Style sheet in HTML. Link. To a link and okay, so I guess we can go back and just do margin 0 auto. Get rid of that. We'll still keep the main just in case we need it.
6-sided dice. Const max equals 6. Then let random num. We'll declare our random number variable, but not assign it quite yet. Okay, when we click on the button, we'll execute a function. We will take my button, With the onClick attribute, I will set this equal to a function. What's the function going to do? It's going to roll a random number. Random num equals math.random times our maximum. We'll enclose this equation with math.floor to round it. Math.floor, then add our minimum. Then we will change the text content of my label to display it. My label.text content equals our random num. When we click on the button, it should roll a random number. What are we missing? Not a number. Oh, okay, looks like I made a mistake. I forgot to add a set of parentheses after random. There we go. I'm going to put the number on a new line. So within our HTML file, I'm just going to add a break tag. There we go.
So we get our button. And we put span there with class random number. It's supposed to be floor, not flow. Multiply that by it outputs a the maximum value it can go is 0.99999 or 1. We can just do actually, can we do that? Let's follow
Let's
this.
save everything, roll again. So I rolled a 6, 3, 1, 2, 5, 3. Let's say we would like to roll 3 dice, not just 1. We'll make a few changes. I will replace my label with label 1 for the ID. Then I'm going to add a break after. Okay, let's copy our label, paste it 2 times. We'll need labels 2 and 3. I'll also give these labels a class.
And that did not work. Why didn't that work? Dot roll. Have we got the have we got this correct? All right. We're just gonna console.log click to make sure it is registering that click. It is not registering that click apparently. Meaning we did not select it right for some reason here. Or why do I keep forgetting to attach my scripts here? Alright, there we go. Rather than to the span, I just do a div so that it has that block attached to it.
Of my labels. We can apply CSS styling to an entire class to make it easy. All right, within our CSS style sheet, let's replace the ID of my label with the class of my labels. Be sure to save all of your files. Then within our JavaScript file, let's replace my label with label1. The ID is label1. Copy this line of code. Then we need labels 2 and 3. Label 2, label 3. Let's rename random num as random num1. Copy it, paste it 2 times. Then we need random number 2, random number 3. Within our function for our button, change random num to be random num1. Copy this line, paste it 2 times. Then we need random number 2, random number 3. We'll change the text content of my label to be label1 equals random num1. Copy this line, paste it 2 times, change 1 to be 2. Then for the third line, change 1 to be 3. What we'll do now is generate 3 random numbers between 1 and 6, as if we're rolling 3 dice. 2, 3, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 2, 5. All right, everybody, that's...
Let's see how fast I can do this. So, just do... And then, we're gonna copy this. And do this. 1, 2, 3. And we need 3 labels. All right, and so no, I can't do it that way. One, two, three. There we go.
That's how to create a random number generator in JavaScript. Hey, so what's going on, everybody? Today I got to explain if statements. So in JavaScript,
Oh, finally we reached if statements.
if a condition of our choosing is true, we can execute some code. If it's not true, we can do something else. That's how to put it simply. For example, let's say we have a user's age. Let age equals 25. To write an if statement, we can type if, a set of parentheses, then a set of curly braces. Within the set of parentheses, we can check a condition. Let's check to see if our age variable is greater than or equal to 18. If this condition is true,
should this be under projects? Let's move this under projects. Why not? Random number generator. That, move that, move that. Let's just create. Oh, okay, move this here. Let's create a new index.html. See, and there we go. Okay, HTML5, and that should work.
we can execute whatever code is within the set of curly braces. If this condition is true, let's console.log a message. You are old enough to enter this site. My age is 25. This condition is true. We will execute this code within the curly braces. You are old enough to enter this site. What if my age was 13? Well, if this condition is true, we don't do this. We don't execute it. We skip over it. If you would rather take a different course of action, if you would rather do something else, you can write an else clause. If this is not true, we will do whatever's within the else clause. Let's display a different message. You must be 18 plus to enter this site. My age is 13. We will end up displaying, you must be 18 plus to enter this site. Basically speaking, if this condition is true, do this. Else, if not, do this instead. It's kind of like a fork in the road. Which path are we going to take? Here's another example. Let's say we have variable time. Time will be in hours in military time. If our time is 9, as in 9 a.m., let's write an if statement. If time is less than 12, as in noon, then console.log good morning. Else if it's after 12, that means it's at least the afternoon. Console.log good afternoon. The time is 9, as in 9 a.m., good morning. What if our time was 14, like 1400 in military time? Well, then we will display good afternoon. Conditions also work very well with Boolean variables. Let's create a Boolean variable is student. If you're a student, say true. If not, then false. Now with a Boolean variable, if you need to check the value with an if statement, you can just place the Boolean variable within the condition itself. The condition either evaluates to be true or false. If is student.
So, it's basically we have a variable and the syntax would look something like this. This would be in military time, right? So if time is greater than this, we print, or rather we log, because we're in JS now, go to sleep, else we print, what did I do there? You can stay up.
Is true, then console.
What's that? This is an example. This was a bit painful, but I made it. Okay, let's check that out. Can I? No, I can just use OBS. Where's chat? Chat. There we go. Okay, let's see what this is about. Oh, you are making this? Thank you, so this is what you want to try and illustrate. Okay, alright. So you have HTML here. Okay, let's look at let's just full screen this. See. So inside Reddef, let's look at the button first. What did you do? Yeah, I'm just gonna comment this out and see. Oh, it's just for the this border thing. Okay. So button before you set the current to an empty string. What happens if you remove position up? It will. Oh, okay. So it still acts as if the button is still there. Is that right? Then okay, you set the border. Or then you're just playing around with, like, you're moving the literal border around, and we have what if you remove this but CSS believe that there's no content, and yeah, it doesn't render the button anymore there. And then Z index, you set that to -1. Okay. But the -1 is supposed to, like, put the border behind, right? Or do I save it? Okay. Before and after are a little bit tricky. The index is optional. Okay. Yeah. I need to understand these pseudo something is what it's called, right? Pseudo yeah, I don't know the technique, or I don't remember the technical term at least. Cool, then you applied yeah, this cool animation here. Turn it to a pointer, and what happens here? So here you have -5 pixel. Okay. When you hover it before, it's -5 pixel. When you hover over it, the top, the left, like this entire thing moves to the pseudo elements. Okay. I need to look into what these are. Huh. What happens here? Currently, what state is it in? Is it in the before state, after state, or like what? Okay, currently it's in the before state. That's what it means, right? And no, okay, that's not what it means. Oh, it's a okay. Let's see. Oh, currently it's in the before state. Okay, then you hover and the border moves. So when I hover over it, it turns to this before thing, and that's why that becomes like an actual border. Like everything is like evenly spaced up, left, right, down. When I don't hover over it, it's just in this before state where you set um okay, it's moved like it's not exactly like evenly spread around. It's like a bit, the border is a bit to the right. Okay, and what about you have not used after here, but what would after do? After and before. Insert content into the page. Cosmetic content, okay. That's what before selected inserts something before the content of each selected elements. Oh, after to insert something after the content. So okay, or basically the style would get applied after. After would work the same as after. Oh, would work the same as before. Okay, okay. If we talk about borders, yeah. But if we were talking about like content as such, yes, and if I do after, it will be applied like if it was text, it would be applied after. But since this is styling for borders, it doesn't matter what you use, I believe, right? That's what you're trying to say. Thank you, thank you so much for creating this check-in. Thank you. I really appreciate it. There's so much for me to learn on CSS. Okay, cool. I can also see you applied transition here. It just everything just comes in up nice and neat there. Yeah, tell me about it. Cool. Great. Is this your kind of Codpen account? Or you build a lot of stuff you have in you? All right. Cool. Again, thanks a lot. Let's get back to the tutorial. I really appreciate it, you helping me out. That's what it was about, the picture
You
of
are
the
a student.
thing.
Else, console.log.
So,
You
we
are not a
finally
student.
got to
If
if
student equals
statements
false,
now.
we will execute the else clause. You are not a student. If this were true, we'll execute the if clause. You are a student. You can even create nested if statements. This time, true, we'll execute the if clause. You are a student. You can even create nested if.
So this should be. Why didn't that? I always forget the boilerplate should automatically attach a script, shouldn't it? Where's my setup? I need to get used to it. Yes, and then I wonder like, what the heck did I do wrong here?
If statements. This time we will have two variables. Let age equals some age, and let has license as in a driver's license. That's how to spell license. Has license will either be true or false. So in the United States, you need to be at least 16 years old to have your license.
Oh, hmm. It's 18 here in India.
We'll check that first. If age is greater than or equal to 16, let's console.log. You are old enough to drive. Else, console.log. You must be 16 plus to have a license. If I changed my age to 15, well, I'm not old enough to have a license, at least in the United States. It might vary depending on your country. Let me know in the comment section how old you have to be to get a driver's license. I'm kind of curious. You can use another if statement within an if statement. After we check to
It's
see if somebody
18.
is old enough to have a license, let's check to see if they do have a license or not. So I will add another if
Sure thing, Jacob. See ya. See ya, take care.
statement within our if statement. Pay attention to the indentation. If has license. Since we're checking a Boolean variable, that is going to be the
You
condition
must be
itself. The
getting
value is to be true or false.
hangry there.
If has license, console.log, you have your license. Else, again, pay attention to the indentation. Console.log, you do not have your license yet. My age is 15, I don't have a license, this is the result. You must be 16 plus to have your license. Since this condition is false, we skip over everything within curly braces entirely. If I set my age to be 18, you are old enough to drive, but I don't have a license, that's set to false.
So, let's do this. Else. I I think you know it reminds me of the like doing all of this again reminds me of the time I learned Python, which was quite a few years back. I would say I'm pretty proficient in Python and I know JavaScript too. I'm just following along with this course, taking baby steps here. There we go. Time is not defined. It should be age, not time.
False. You do not have your license yet. So we execute this condition, so we enter anything within this set of curly braces. We display this message, then check this if statement. My condition is false, then we will execute the else clause. If I set has license to be
I guess the content is about to get more and more exciting as we go
true,
forwards.
well then, you are old enough to drive, you have your license. Alright, now I need to discuss else if statements. We will keep our age variable. We have our if statement. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then we will console.log. You are old enough to enter this site. Else, console.log. You must be 18 plus to enter this site. My age is 18, I can enter this site. If my age was 12, I can't enter the site. If there's any other conditions you want to check before reaching your else statement, you can add an else if clause. Then you can check another condition. Let's check to see if somebody's age is less than 0. Your age can't be below 0. Let's let the user know. Console.log. Your age can't be below 0. I will set my age to be -1. That's not possible. Your age can't be below 0. Since this condition is false, we skip over this clause, then move on to the next condition. Else if this condition is true, execute this clause, which it was. Then it's not necessary to go to the else statement because we already executed one of these clauses. You can add as many else if statements as you would like. Let's add another. Else if.
With Python, you can just do elif, but JS, I guess you have to
Check to see if somebody is over
have the
100 years
entire thing
old.
out.
Age is greater than or equal to 100. Console.log. You are too old to enter this site. Okay, now pay attention to this. It's really important. My age will be 101. You are old enough to enter the site.
Yeah, because this gets evaluated to true, and then it just stops. It does not go to else if.
Why didn't we execute this clause? Our age is greater than or equal to 100.
So we
The order of our
need to
clauses
place this above here.
does matter. We start at the top and work our way down and check all the conditions on the way down. So with our first statement, this if statement, age is greater than or equal to 18. 101 is greater than or equal to 18. We will execute this clause and skip over everything else that comes after. Even though this response is more appropriate for what we're looking for, we still skip over it, even though this is true, because we executed this one first. So I would recommend that we move this clause to the beginning and change it to an if statement. First, let's check to see if age is greater than or equal to 100. Else if age is greater than or equal to 18. So this should work as intended. Our age is 101. You are too old to enter the site. Let's add another else if clause. So to check to see if two values are equal, you got to use the comparison operator, which is two equal signs. Let me give you a demonstration. Else if, let's check to see if somebody's age is directly equal to 0. So be sure you're using two equal signs for comparison, not one. One equal sign is the assignment operator. You want two equal signs to see if two values are equal. If somebody's age is exactly 0, we'll display a custom message. You can't enter. You were just born. If somebody's age is 0, they're a baby or an infant. So let's set our age to be 0. You can't enter. You were just born. This condition is false. We skip this clause. This condition was true. We execute this clause and skip everything else that comes after. Using all this code, let's work on an exercise. We're going to create a text box and a button so somebody can submit their age. Then depending on what they enter, we will display a message. So within our HTML file, we'll create a few things. Let's create a label. The text on the label will be enter your age. Let's add a break after, then a text box. The label will be input. The type will be text. The ID will be my text. I'll add a break. We'll create a submit button. Button type equals submit. The ID will be my submit. The text on the button will be submit. I will also create a paragraph element. The ID, let's say, is result element to display a result. All right, that is everything we'll need. So we can't see the paragraph element quite yet. The text content of the result element will be one of these lines of text. So let's go back to our index file. We'll create our elements. I will set them to be constants. Const my text equals document.get element by ID. The ID is going to be my text. And const my submit, that's the submit button. Document.get element by ID. The ID is going to be my submit. Then lastly, result element. Const result element equals document.get element by ID. The ID is result element. Let's scoot these if statements down. When I click on the button, we will execute a function. The button is named mySubmit. MySubmit.onClick attribute equals a function. When we click on the button, what are we going to do? Let's take all of our if, else if, and else clauses, cut
Where a
them,
typo that
then paste
needs
them
to
within the
be
function for the button.
into
When we click on the
brackets,
button,
right?
then we will check our age. Let's set this variable to be undefined. Then we will get our age from the text box. Age equals my text dot value, get the value from the text box, and assign it to age. But remember, when we get text from a text box, it's a string data type. We need to typecast it to a number. So we will set age to equal, then use the number function to convert it to a number. Then we can check our age. We'll replace console.log with the text content of the result element. Result element.text content equals our message. I'll use a template literal, so I'll use backticks. Let's copy our text, paste it within the template literal, then I will delete the console.log message. So we'll just follow this pattern. Result element.text content equals our message.
You can just assign this to text. I guess this way is also correct.
All right, let's see if this works. So we will type in our age. Let's say I'm 25, press submit. And we have one problem. Let's see what's going on. Oops, okay, so I forgot to add a set of parentheses after the function. Let's add that. Let's say I'm 25, press submit. You are old enough to enter the site. Let's say I'm 12. You must be 18 plus to enter the site. What if I'm 101? You are too old to enter the site. What if I'm 0? You can't enter. You were just born. I'm -1. Your age can't be below 0. All right, everybody, so that is everything you need to know to get started working with if statements in JavaScript. Hey, so today I'm going to explain the checked property in JavaScript. The checked property determines the checked state of an HTML checkbox or a radio button element.
All right.
By examining this property,
I guess in Python they would be called attributes rather than property.
we can determine if a checkbox is checked or a radio button is selected. In this program, if I were to not select any of these buttons, we have a different result. Within our HTML file, we will create an input element. The type is going to equal checkbox. Then for the
I think this is a good area to end this stream here. We made a couple of projects here, and yeah, I again thank Checkham for creating this example of where was it? This example for our button situation that we had there. Much simpler than yeah, whatever Stack Overflow gave me. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna end the stream now. And this is me, Shajan AI, signing off. I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, take care.